going on, guys? It's djlee with Producer Hacks. Let's get right to it. What's going on, guys? It's djlee. Welcome back to Producer Hacks. Today I want to talk about the difference between your parametric EQs and your graphic EQs. Alright, so pretty much I want to help you guys choose the best EQ suitable for you guys as a plugin or analog gear. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to pull up some of the EQs I have, and we'll work with the track that I have called Freedom off of my first project. Very wavy song. This is a song I put out during the riots and all of that stuff that was going down. Check it out. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. As always, like and subscribe. I'm gonna drop some new things for you guys, some new gems. Stay tuned, and I want you guys to stay up to date with everything coming out in the future. All right. So what I have here, as I pull up my EQs, I have a graphic EQ in stereo, and I have another EQ. Let me see. Let's just see what we're gonna pull up. EQ. I have my Infinity EQ, one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorite EQs. Alright, so we'll work with these two EQs. Now, the difference in these EQs, first and foremost, is how they look. So I'm going to put them side by side so we can check them out off how they look. And of course, they both can process your audio, and they both can edit your audio the same way, almost. It's more about comfortability when you're choosing your EQ. So I'm going to press play and watch them play out. So automatically off of rip, as you're looking at these EQs, you can see that the Infinity EQ, which is our parametric EQ, you can see the waveforms. On our graphic EQ, you can't see any waveforms at all.
On my niggas in Britain, it's love overseas. On my niggas in London, screaming for peace. They said, nigga, you black? I said, I'm me. On my New York, I thought this land of the free.
So now, look a little bit further. On our parametric EQ, once again, you can see the meter on the side. That's going to give you your master output coming out from the EQ. So after you EQ your vocals and all of that stuff, you can change the gain on the outgoing signal. So let's take a look at the graphic EQ, because we do not have that, the visual meter, but we do have an output meter, an output gain meter that we can adjust. So let's take a look at what we're looking at. First and foremost, we have the same numbers for the most part. We have 0 to about 12 plus, 0 to negative 12, negative 18. Okay. We have 20K as our highest point on this side, and we have 20 hertz as our lowest point. On this graphic EQ, we have 100 hertz as our lowest point, and we have 3.25 kilohertz, all right, as our greatest output as far as our highest frequency range. So looking at that, off of that, we can tell that we won't be EQing any audio from above 3K. Anything below 100 hertz, we won't be sampling, we won't be adjusting either. All right. Also, we have specific numbers. We have 100 hertz, 370 hertz, 800 hertz, 2K. 2K, that's crazy. 3.25K, and that's it for this graphic EQ. So any EQ changes we have to do on this specific graphic EQ, or any graphic EQ, will be at specific numbers. There won't be any type of, I want to punch this EQ right here and take out that frequency at 200 hertz. You can't do that on this specific one right here. All right, so that's our first difference in our graphic and our parametric EQs. So when you choose your plugins or your in-person analog gear, you want to choose, I prefer parametric because you can do more. You can get more surgical with that bad boy. All right, as Denzel would say, you can get surgical in there, and you can really pinpoint them harsh frequencies or those muddy frequencies. The graphic EQ is going to give you just a specific point to mess with. So let's hear that real quick.
I can't breathe.
Let's cut at 2K. Let's cut at 2K.
I'm just trying to be free.
Okay.
I told you I'm gonna raise hell.
Let's increase at 2K. Okay. Let's run this back from the beginning. Let's cut at 100. Increase at 100. Okay. Same thing at 370.
I just want my freedom.
Right. Okay.
All my in Paris that love me for me. All my in Britain.
In real life, you can manipulate the audio at those specific frequencies, like I said previously. Let's take a look at our parametric EQ, where you can change what you got going on. So when it comes to that graphic EQ, you're stuck with a bell-shaped curve, I'm guessing, because there's no way to change the curve that you have. On this one, you can just go ahead and you can double click and you could change. You could choose a bell shape. You could choose a low pass, a high pass, a high shelf, a low shelf, whatever you want to work with. So if we were to grab a bell-shaped curve as well, and we would have set it at 100 hertz like we have over here, you can see the number right here where we're working at, which range we're at on this graph. So let's get it to about 100, and there we go. We got the same point, and let's increase. All right, let's grab the audio. Let's hear it.
We really trying to live. Can't shake this death off the leash. I can't breathe. 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 I can't breathe.
Trying to get it. Trying to get it.
I can't breathe.
Let's stay with 101 hertz. All right. So the crazy thing about this specific parametric EQ, we can also change the bell shape, the bell bandwidth, whether we want to have a tight bandwidth or a more wide bandwidth, which is going to allow us to affect the frequencies around it, either more narrowly or more broadly. So if I were to slide this bad boy up, we could change what we have. We have more of a box shape. If I were to change this one, it would change the narrow length. All right. This one you can't do that, man. Do they sound the same? Let's see. Let's bring it to 18.
Just trying to forget. Hope this reminds you of time after time and again. Go that crying, cause I'm just trying to live. I can't breathe.
Past that bad boy. Let's bring 100 hertz to 18.
I can't breathe. I can't
12. Let's go to 12.
I can't breathe. 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 All my in Paris that love me for me. All my in Britain, it's love overseas.
So of course the parametric is gonna sound a little bit better, only because we have that flexibility to change the bandwidth, of course. So I'm going with the parametric EQ when it comes to my EQs. I like the parametric. Also, we can create that high shelf or that low cut, the low pass, just like this. We cannot do that with this graphic EQ. So if I want to have automation effects, you can't do that as well. If I want to sweep across,
I mean,
you can do that here, but you can't do that with your graphic EQ. So that's the biggest difference between your parametric EQ and your graphic EQ. So when you choose your plugins, I would suggest you guys go more towards a parametric route and stay away from the graphics because it's so limited. But use what you can afford. If that's all you can get your hands on is a graphic EQ, then you got to work with that. All right. I have Infinity EQ. Once again, I'm going to drop a link in the description for Infinity EQ if you guys want to grab that. It's a plugin. It was fairly cheap. I'm not sure where I got it from. I want to say it was Slate Digital. But that's it, guys, for choosing your EQs. Until next time, guys, like and subscribe. It's djlee, and I am out.
Black Tims, black pants, guess to match a sweater. I think it's time my fans knew me better. I'm the type to bring my main chick at home to moms and still find time to bring a side chick to Miss Loretta. You start confessions from the heart to try to show me things. I do confessions.